Donald Trump signs 2 executive orders to try to stop or curtail birthright tourism and birthright citizenship here in the United States.
If you're about to give birth in America and you show up at the airport and you say, my purpose is to see my friends, not to give birth, but you're about to pop, they're not going to let you in.
The idea that people come here pretending to be a tourist, pretending to be a visitor, saying they want to go to Disneyland, they want to go visit a monument or go to a national park, but the real reason they're here is to have a child, to make that child an automatic citizen, leave our country, and then have a U.S. citizen child. It gives them access under this broken system to welfare benefits, ultimately to the voting booth, and all the other rights and privileges that belong solely to Americans.
America only.
Are these yours?
1865, no.
Okay,
if you ain't been here since 1865, go and sit down. Go sit down. We don't need to talk to you. We don't need your help. We don't need your services. 1865, now and forever. Because we're going to cut this out. 14th Amendment will come. It ain't for everybody. You ain't considered. Go home. Go home. Everybody, go home.
Who is the
everybody? You know, because you ain't from here. You ain't, if you can't do what I got, paperwork, y'all stay here. Go back where you came from. That includes you too.
Hey, I am legal here, man.
I don't care about legal or illegal. Denaturalization can happen.
Yes, I understand.
Go home. Go.
All right.
Ain't no white supremacy, American supremacy.
American supremacy.
And if you don't know what an American is, then I don't know what to tell you. Because I know this much. Looking like that ain't no American. The original picture look like me. Sick of y'all, too cold out here. Go to hell home.
Migrants have been misusing what was put there for Black Americans. We have been seeing a large number of pregnant migrant women going to the USA with a sole purpose of giving birth in the USA so that their newborn baby will become an American. The birthright citizenship reserve was put there to make sure that the children of slaves would become Americans. But this same birthright citizenship has been misused by many migrants from Africa, from the Caribbean, from Asia, from Russia. And this is what is getting banned. Normally, I am not a supporter of Donald Trump, but when it comes to the issue of birthright citizenship and birthright tourism, I side with him. Let's listen to these clips. At the end, I'm coming back with my own commentaries. The video is for awareness and educational purpose. If you find it interesting, support us by clicking on that like button. Let's get into it.
Dealing with on birthright citizenship, we had a very unfortunate decision in the Supreme Court.
The president is using his authority as commander-in-chief to sign first an executive order using the new ruling the Supreme Court issued to expand the definitions of people who are ineligible for birthright citizenship. That includes, for example, alien enemies of the United States, members of foreign terrorist organizations, and large categories of people who lobby and act on behalf of foreign governments. And so with taking this action, it ensures that large numbers of people who wrongly would be getting birthright citizenship will no longer be eligible for those benefits. The second action that he's taking, which is especially historic, is for the first time ever in American history to ban birth tourism. So I want you to really let that sink in. This has been something that people have talked about not only for years, but for decades. The idea that people come here pretending to be a tourist, pretending to be a visitor, saying they want to go to Disneyland, they want to go visit a monument or go to a national park, but the real reason they're here is to have a child, to make that child an automatic citizen, leave our country, and then have a U.S. citizen child. It gives them access under this broken system. So that practice of birth tourism is, as of the signing of this order, hereby banned.
Birth tourism. This is the practice where foreign nationals come to the United States expressly for the reason of having a baby. That baby gets a social security card and a passport. Mother and child return home. Now, how is that not an abuse or perversion of this constitutional right?
Yeah. So as a matter of policy, I think birth tourism is something that we don't like as a nation, and I think for good reason. We take citizenship seriously.
Americans are overwhelmingly appalled by it.
Yes, Americans are deeply opposed to it. And the good news is there's already a law on the books that prohibits it. In fact, the Trump administration put that law on the books in 2020. It says you are not allowed to get a tourist visa for the primary purpose of giving birth in the United States. And this can be enforced by Customs and Border Protection officers as the non-citizen is walking into the United States. And of course, pregnancy is a visible condition, and they are allowed to stop people who look like they would give birth during the period of that tourist visa and bar them entry for that reason. If we have a problem with birth tourism, and by the way, I think the numbers are small to the degree that it's happening.
It's about 26,000 a year.
Yeah, and I will say that there's various speculation about millions that various people have said, and they have no evidence to back that up. But let's say even one birth tourist bothers you. The answer is, well, okay, then enforce the birth tourism law on the books and don't get rid of birthright citizenship for everybody.
Is this a useful indicator of how policy can be used to mitigate abuses of a constitutional right without upending the constitutional right?
Yes, I certainly agree we have immigration problems in this country. There are so many ways to address those short of stripping hundreds of thousands of people of their citizenship, especially in a nation like ours, a nation of immigrants, where the children of immigrants have thrived.
You have one man came in with a family, said he had 56 children. Another one came in, they said they had 98 children. This was not what it was for. This was meant for the babies of slaves. What's happening now, people are building businesses around it. From wealthy people are building businesses around birthright citizenship. That's not the way it's supposed to work. It's a disgrace. They're buying their way in.
The order directs the Secretary of State and Secretary of Homeland Security to take steps aimed to stopping birth tourism, the practice of people traveling to the U.S. to give birth with the goal of obtaining citizenship for their children. The administration says the orders are meant to protect the value of America's citizenship and the rights and responsibilities that come with it. These announcements also highlights broader immigration actions taken by the administration, including increased immigration enforcement, changes to visa screening efforts targeting fraudulently obtained citizenship, and changes to immigration-related programs. But yeah, let me know what you think about this new executive order targeting birthright citizenship and ending birth tourism, because birth tourism is $1 billion industry.
To destroy a nation, you got to destroy it within. These women would have came over here. Well, they already did come over here, have babies in this nation, take them back home where they train, they breed, they manipulate, they create spies out of them, ship them back because these kids already got American citizenship. Bring them back to the country, let them run for mayor, governor, things like that. I mean, there was just an Asian chick, right? That she was a mayor of a city in California. She got hemmed up for being a spy. Now you got to ask yourself, you don't see many you see Americans, like Americans, you know, on the Republican side. But you also see on the Democratic side, a lot of immigrants. I guess technically speaking, they're not immigrants because they was born here. But you all know exactly what I'm saying, don't you?
Are you aware of what birth tourism is?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Are you aware of what birth tourism is?
No.
Okay, so birth tourism is when a pregnant woman will come to the United States, basically about to give birth, have their child here. They might not be a citizen and then ultimately end up leaving the country. Meanwhile, the child will receive citizenship status. But it's a huge problem in this country, mainly because what we're finding is other countries that are more nefarious, like Russia and China, are exploiting the system. Are you aware that some nations that are participating in these illegal activities in exploiting birth tourism and international commercial surrogacy practices are from Russia and China?
Not aware of that.
Are you aware that these two countries have long histories of anti-American espionage activities?
I wouldn't have any knowledge about.
You don't know that Russia doesn't like us? That's the question.
I know that Russia is currently at war with Ukraine.
So you don't like Russia, correct?
Don't have any particular opinions that pertain to this hearing.
Okay. Are you aware that China does not like the United States and that has engaged in espionage activities against the United States?
I don't have any personal professional knowledge of that.
Okay. Well, I suggest you read Breitbart. Do you believe that allowing these practices puts the national security of the United States at risk?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe that allowing a country that engages in espionage against the United States, exploiting birth tourism, could potentially open us up for risk?
I don't have the professional knowledge to opine on that issue.
Do you believe that individuals from these countries and illegal aliens in general should be allowed to exploit the medical system that you help oversee?
I'm here to talk about the
Birthright citizenship being taken away from illegal immigrants is a fantastic deal. It's a great deal. I'm going to tell you why. Because the President of the United States plainly stated that birthright citizenship was a protection afforded to the descendants of American slaves. It was not meant for anchor babies. And believing anything contrary to that goes against the Constitution of this country. And I, for one, am very, very glad that we live in a nation where President Trump is not afraid to tell the truth. But many people, what this shows is many people that want to extend birthright citizenship to anchor babies. You don't know what the you're talking about. You don't know enough about American government. You don't know enough about our Constitution. You don't know enough about how our world works. We cannot go over to a foreign country, have a child on that soil, and just instantaneously be granted citizenship. Not just the kid, but the parents as well. Show me where that happens. And if it does, I disagree with it. The issue that I have with a lot of people in this country is you just want to give away American citizenship protections and rights to those that literally did not follow the process. It is expensive to legally migrate to this country. To do things the right way costs money. I will never advocate for someone getting the same benefits as someone that followed the system, followed the law, followed procedure, and they didn't follow it.
President Trump signing 2 executive orders aimed at narrowing access to birthright citizenship after the U.S. Supreme Court effectively knocked down President Trump's attempts to end birthright citizenship. One of the orders would end birth tourism. Effectively, the president, you heard describe it, there are people who come to this country under the guise of traveling and then have a child here. That's how you heard the president and his top officials there describe it. Of course, the big question, will these 2 executive orders be immediately open to legal challenges? Will they stand the legal test? Worth noting that the president said while the United States is the only country that has birthright citizenship, in fact, 32 other countries have birthright citizenship.
That's right, Kristen. And right before the president started speaking, I got some new details from the White House specifically on these executive orders. They're going to be for only future births tied to 4 categories: children born to foreign diplomatic staff working on behalf of another government while in the U.S. There's also going to be children of people who are classified as alien enemies, including those who belong to federally declared terrorist groups. There's also those born in the U.S. territories, but only, he writes, if Congress changes the law to end automatic citizenship there. Think Puerto Rico and other places. Also, children born of mothers who expressly and deceptively, the president says, enter the U.S. for the sole purpose of having children here.
It's quite common for pregnant ladies to travel overseas so that they can have the baby in whichever country to automatically get that passport.
Sarah is suspicious of the woman's motive for travelling to the U.S. via the UK, but she could also be in breach of airline regulations for travelling whilst pregnant.
When is she due?
5th of June.
When is her return?
16th of May. So she's got 3 weeks between her return date and her due date, which makes her 37 weeks pregnant, which is over every airline's limit.
The woman is in breach of the airline's policy, but as she has a valid US visa, Sarah must now contact the US Embassy.
Hi, it's Sarah. I'm at the airport at the moment. I just wondered if you could give a call to the American Embassy so that they can check an American visa for me. She's at the airport today and she's in an advanced state of pregnancy. So if you can just give them a call and find out if they're happy with that, and if so, then we can let her travel.
It's minutes before the flight leaves, but whether or not the pregnant woman will be on board is up to the US Embassy.
Right, okay. All right, I'll do that then. Okay, thanks very much. All right, thank you, bye-bye. Okay, that was the American Embassy, and they want to speak to her today.
The flight will be leaving without the pregnant woman. Now Sarah must tell her the news.
So what I've done is I've contacted the visa man and explained your situation. What he'd like to do is, can you go back to the embassy here in Lagos, show him all this paperwork, and he'll want to speak to you. I'm sorry, I know it's frustrating, but if you can go back to him, because Madam, Madam,
please, I'm begging.
No, please don't beg me. Please don't beg me. No, Madam, please don't beg me.
The pregnant woman did not make it to the USA. When she failed to turn up at the American embassy, her visa was cancelled.
I know it's not my baby.
The child growing inside Audra Anderson will be going to parents in China.
Who are the future parents of this child you're carrying right now?
A Chinese gay couple. And they are the most wonderful people that I know. They are loving and caring. And if I didn't think that, I wouldn't have given them two wonderful children.
Anderson's surrogate pregnancy is not unusual. A growing number of women in the U.S. are becoming surrogates for wealthy Chinese couples. Agencies like West Coast Surrogacy in Irvine, California, are seeing a large influx of customers from overseas. In fact, 40% of their clients are from China.
For one, their child will be a U.S. citizen. I'm sure that has some draw to it.
你好. There are other American companies trying to get in on this growing surrogacy industry. Unlike international adoption, there are very few rules governing international surrogacy. Here in a small desert town in Southern California, Audra Anderson says she's already considering carrying a third surrogate child. She can earn from $35,000 to $45,000 for each baby.
To all of my black people, this is a forewarning. If Trump is trying to end birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants here in the U.S., he will not stop there. He is going to come after us as well. They are going to send us back to Africa, and they have wanted to do this for the longest, but struggled to do so because they needed our ancestors and grandparents to construct this country. It may not be this year, it may not be next year, but they are going to try to do that within the next 4 years. This will not be a nice send-off party. The way they brought us here is the same way they are going to take us back. I encourage every black American in this country to start making an exit strategy. And if you don't have the money, I need you to learn how to start making more ASAP so you can get out of here.
I know a lot of black Americans don't want to see it now, but a small vast of us, like myself, we see that Trump is looking out for everyone, including us. The majority may not see it until later, and hopefully it won't be too late. But that man is looking out for everybody. The fact that the birthright citizenship ban passed says a lot. And he said himself that the birthright citizenship was made for the babes of slaves, meaning it was made for us African American individuals. It was made for us black people. It was made for us. And unfortunately, for years, the system somehow formulated and manipulated us into thinking that we don't need all the benefits here in America, and gave the benefits that belong to us to everybody else, aka the illegal immigrants here. And Big Dog said, nope, not no more, and it passed. It passed. This is big. This is epic. This is big. I would not be surprised if Trump gives some sort of money to the culture. Who knows? I'm just speaking, theoretically. I don't know. Listen. But this is a big deal. And he is really looking out for everybody. I know folks don't want to see that, and that's fine, but I see it. And I'm here for it. For real. Amen.
So let me start by responding to your black Americans who seem to be afraid that what is affecting these migrants is also going to affect you. We ended our video with 2 clips of black women who seem to be concerned that what is going to affect these migrants will affect black Americans after. But let me tell you, there is a huge difference between migrants and black Americans. The status of migrants is not the same as the status of black Americans. In fact, as it was clarified in the video, birthright citizenship itself was put there due to black Americans. If it wasn't black Americans, there would be no birthright citizenship. And that is why birthright citizenship is only found in the USA. Now, going back to the main topic of the video, we have been seeing many migrants in different countries seeking for visiting visa to go to the USA with a name of giving birth to a baby in the USA so that they can acquire the citizenship there in the USA. What is sad is that after giving birth to these babies, they don't stay there in the USA. They will go back to their countries. And these babies are going to be raised in countries whose customs, whose ways of life is not the same as the way of life in the USA. And these babies will adopt other cultures, other behaviors, other beliefs that probably don't align with the beliefs of Americans. And after growing up, these kids will realize that they are Americans and they will migrate to the USA. After migrating to the USA, they will mix with Americans, they will call themselves Americans, and later compete to become leaders in a bunch of departments of the US government. After becoming leaders, what is going to happen is that these migrants whose cultures, whose values, whose customs don't align with the cultures and values and customs of Americans, they will start trying to make things in the USA work like how it works back in their original countries. And this is so bad for America because what we will see in the future is America being governed by the people whose values don't align with the values of the founding fathers of America. And that is why when it comes to this issue of immigrants, birthright citizenship, birthright tourism, I side with Trump administration. We have watched many clips of these Chinese businessmen who are paying huge amount of money to poor American women so that they can get pregnant for them and then give birth to American children who will be exported to China, to Russia, and then be bombarded with values from China, values from Russia. These kids may later be used for the benefit of Russia or China, not for the benefits of Americans. And that is why many Americans seem to be concerned with this birthright tourism. In Africa, it has become a big deal, where many African women who are pregnant are doing their best to get a US visiting visa so that they go to the USA and then make sure that they give birth to their babies while living in the USA. Yes, it is being done here in Africa. I did try to know many Africans living here in Africa, but when you ask them, they will tell you that they are Americans by citizenship. Because at the time when they were born, their parents were in the USA. But when you ask them about the US, the history of America, the laws and the regulations that govern the USA, they know nothing about that. All they know is about their specific countries, the countries of their parents. Now imagine what is going to happen when these Africans go to the USA claiming to be Americans by citizenship. So I think Trump administration tackling down this birthright tourism is a very, very good decision. I know many of y'all migrants, especially my African brothers and sisters, are going to start throwing stones at me. But let's be honest, whether you are a Republican, a Democrat, it only takes critical thinking to understand that this birthright tourism does not benefit any American. So let me know what y'all think about this decision of Trump administration. Drop your opinions down there in the comment section. And for those viewers who have enjoyed watching this episode, make sure you click on the like button. And those viewers who have not yet subscribed, support us by clicking on that subscribe button. Mr. TA, your African brother signing off. Ciao.